Rick Without the K James presents, in my opinion, podcast.
The next topic.
Wait, but my dad
was
active. He was a good dad, even though he was 40 years old.
Living on the farm,
He
he
was like
probably
45
stayed real
when he
active,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a good Portuguese hard worker. That man. Still doing good. Still good shit.
So our next subject, I think, is a subject so Rick could make fun of me. Our sexuality, age of sexuality, and how does it affect you? You go ahead and interpret that.
Oh, I think that's what we were talking about. We were talking about because remember we were talking about how like we look at a relationship a little bit different than you would. You're looking for a partner, and you're like, sex is the last thing I want on that. Sex is the last thing that I want on that list. And she looked at me, I looked at her, and we're like, fuck that. That's 1 or 2 on the list. like if you ain't fucking right, then get out of my life, goddammit. Because the drive is still there. I'm not saying that the drive is not there for you. But what I am saying is it is real important because you need to have that chemistry with somebody. So that's what we were talking about is sexuality and how it affects you. So we just wanted to touch on it because for me, yeah, it still is probably top 3 thing in my relationship. I want to make sure that when I'm beating it up, that I'm giving it my all. I want my blood sugar to fall down.
Just that you're enjoying it. Just that you like the person that you're with is like doing it for you, you know? Yeah, but you say it's like about.
Well, we never talked about how far down it was, but to me, it's like there's got to be some respect, some intimacy, some like to me, trust, loyalty. There's a lot of stuff in there that makes me want to have sex with someone. I mean, to me, there's a big difference between, I guess, lovemaking and fucking is what we're talking about, okay? What the hell's so funny about that? Okay?
The thing about that is...
So you know, it's like, if you're just there to have sex with someone or just bang one out, I mean, that's different. You don't give a shit about anything about them. But if you're there to actually care about them, caress them, worry about them, and stuff like that, there's a lot of other things that are important. And, you know, it's like... I don't know. I want someone that can, you know, make a better relationship. Not just, I mean, like I said, if we're just going to have sex, I get it. But if we're going to have a relationship, there's a lot of other building blocks.
I don't think we're talking about just sex, though. It comes back to like love and like. Like I want to love someone, but I want to like them. I want to be around them and like my fucking time with them. You know what I mean? Like it's good to be loved, but you know, love is when you're like get the fuck out of my life type shit, and then you gotta wake up and be like, oh, they're there.
Get the fuck out of my life is love.
but you want them there. You know what I mean?
No, I
but
would
you
never tell somebody
but
that.
to
That's
like
the difference
someone.
between like and love. If you can tell the person that you love goodbye, see you later, then you do not love them. You like them. If you love them, you can't imagine them not being there.
Because you was agreeing with me in the beginning. What I'm trying to say is, of course you want to love that person, but you want to be liked by that person. There's a difference. You know what I mean? Like when you first meet someone, there's the butterflies, and you're like, it's the perfect person, because you don't really know them. You know what I mean? Like how long into a relationship before you fart in front of a dude? You know what I mean? It's at least 6 months, right? Like, girls don't be doing that shit from day one. So, y'all be holding the gas in. That's why you're so upset all the time and shit. That's what women do. So, and that's because you like him enough that you're not going to fart in front of him. But when you love him, you're like oh, fuck you.
I know she belched no problem earlier, so I'm thinking... Like, if she's got a body function, it's coming out.
I was going to say I'm a burp harder. But if I do have to fight, the fact that I just respect you, I get up and I walk away because I don't want you to smell it. It's not that I'm fucking scared of what you're going to say. If you fucking do it in front of me, I think you should be able to take it.
How did we get from sexuality to fart?
I don't know.
It's a better punchline, stupid. Farts are always funny.
But really though, if you don't feel the certain attraction, the certain excitement that you feel with somebody that you're thinking about your future with, then I don't know where I was going with that. That was wrong.
To me, if we're talking about age and sexuality, I think one of the ways it affects it is, to me, when I remember being 18 or 19, you know, the old joke about I could get an erection over cheese pizza. Anything turns you on at that age, okay? Anything. Any girl, I mean, you're ready to go. As you get older, to me, your libido slows down and other things become more important to you, is the way I'm trying to put it. So rather than having to, you know, I mean, just wrapping your world around someone about are they fuckable or not fuckable, there's other things that become important to you. Are they a good person? Do they have a good soul? All that type of stuff. That's the way I think I'm trying to interpret it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it's boring the shit out of me. No.
Hold on. So the thing I feel like about a lot of women and men is we're not whores. We don't fuck everybody anyways.
Yeah.
It's if we feel the wrong vibe from you in the first place, we're not gonna fuck you. So
Explain that. You lost me.
So like, okay, so you were talking about seeing the intimacy that you have with that person
Uh-huh.
and wanting to wanting to be like a better version of yourself and wanting to always be with them and love them and make sure that they are taken care of as well. If you're not feeling a certain like attraction from somebody in the very beginning, I feel like it's gonna be hard to make that grow, because there could be always somebody that comes along that just excites you, and you can't stop excitement. It just happens unexpectedly. So
you're saying excitement and maybe sexual chemistry is one of the first things you're going to notice. Okay.
definitely, because if you're just attracted to somebody, if that's not gonna
So how do you stop that?
just being
I'm
attracted
asking
to
for
somebody.
myself. So.
Well, the thing is, I feel like if
This
you
is a good
truly
question.
find the person that you want to be with, that excitement will lead you towards feeling any, or towards doing anything.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, you
What if you don't get that excitement from someone? Do you think you could find it in them? Like, have you ever met a dude where you're like, man, I don't think he's sexy, but the more you got to know him, you was like, he's sexy in his own way.
For instance, there's a lot of
Yes.
cultures that will pair people, and they'll fall in love 2, 3, 4 years later because they'll learn to love each other. They won't necessarily, because they're just getting paired up right off the bat. So, I mean, that's what he's kind of asking. Can you do that?
yeah, you could definitely learn to love somebody, but
You don't think you can learn to have a passion for him?
Timing.
And if it's real comfortable, next so far.
I'm not gonna do that.
So what are your thoughts?
So we discussed that you could put two people together, they can develop a love and respect for each other. Can they develop a chemistry or a sexual chemistry if at first they don't have one?
I feel like the most important part of like maybe loving somebody is the way you felt in love. So if you got forced to fall in love and you lived with them your whole life and then like you noticed the small things in them and you love them because of that, I feel like that is still a strong love. But falling in love with somebody where like all of a sudden your whole world is taken up by this person because you love them and you just don't feel this way towards other people. You don't even want to acknowledge women because, or men because that's how you feel about that person. But it just, everything is situational. I feel like it is more important maybe to have that instant connection than to grow to love. But which one lasts longer maybe is the most important part. Because if you are a person that pulls from instantaneous love and instantaneous reactions, then maybe long-term shit isn't for you.
Yo, it's your boy Charlie Murphy, my main man, Rick James. That's the one you think, the comedian Rick James. Get up on it.